Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Community Friday. Today is a very auspicious day as we celebrate Good Purab. So happy Good Purab to all our viewers from myself, Jasneet Kaur, and the entire team of Earth Details. So it's a pleasure to have Jasneet Kaur once again on our Community Friday and yet another episode. Jasneet Kaur is a founder of Habits Over Diets and is certified, as a coach in nutrition and change psychology. She helps guide people for habit building and conducts the courses for weight loss programs for women clients from over a dozen countries. So welcome to our show, Jasneet. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Narinder. Thank you for the introduction and your kind words, and happy Good Purab to you and to all the audience who's joining us. It's really an auspicious day, and I'm especially feeling great to be, getting onto a platform on a special day like today.
Thank you. Lovely. Okay, so the topic that we have chosen today, Jasneet, is how to continue to eat healthy and stay motivated to move your body during the winter months. Looks very, very simple, but to me it's pretty complex. Moving the body part is the most complex one. So let me start by asking a very what you call a basic question. With the winters setting in now, how should we adopt and adapt our eating habits? Just guide us through this.
Sure. So I think as with anything, and as with and this is what I also teach and coach. As you start becoming mindful of why you eat food and how you eat food, then accepting that we humans are a part of this whole universe, and we are as affected by change of season as any other living being, right? So we are not separate from this universe, and we cannot operate in our own rhythm. We operate as per the rhythm of the universe, and as that changes with seasons, our internal system also changes, our internal rhythm changes, and it's important to slow down and recognize that there is a change, right? Because what happens is that I think this question also stems from the expectation that we should continue doing similar habits, behaviors, actions 365 days of the year, right? Whereas we aren't machines. We are affected by the days getting smaller, the temperature dipping, by lesser sunlight. So all of these things affect us, and as we simply pay more attention to the fact that how we're feeling, have more grace, a little more self-compassion, then it's easier to adapt with the ways of the nature, right? So that is like the overall theme that I would leave you with, that you are a part of the universe. So please don't expect yourself to be operating at similar speed throughout the year. Change of season affects you. Now, how does the change of season affect you, and especially your eating habits? I think as the winter season sets in, the first thing that happens is that as the days get shorter, I'm getting this disturbance, and I'm wondering if this is my echo or is this external. Are you also getting this?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, so just a second.
But on the session also, I can hear you very, very clearly. So there is no echo here, so you can go ahead.
Should we check with the audience if they can hear any echo?
Yeah.
So audience, those of you watching, because I can hear an echo. I don't know why.
No, so I can't hear any echo. Okay. So I'm good. So I'm sure.
Cool. So continuing on, maintaining eating habits. As with any, any other season change, it's important to recognize that when we eat, how we're feeling and what we want to get out of that food at that point, right? And while that can seem like too simple and too like ye kya hai, but at the end of the day, it's important. We don't always eat for physical hunger. We turn towards food for comfort. We turn towards food for connection and togetherness, right? So it's important to recognize what is the feeling we are seeking right now from the food. And as you eat, check in with ourselves after we've eaten. How are we feeling? Did we get, if we were hungry, are we satisfied now? If we were angry, are we calmer now? Very unlikely. If we were feeling lonely, are we feeling more connected now? So it's important to recognize why you're eating and how you're feeling, because the reason why we tend to feel more of a need to eat more than we need, or feel more of a craving to eat different kinds of foods, is one, yes, there is a season change, but why we may overeat is because we're not paying attention inwards as to why we are wanting to eat. As you pay more attention, you know there's more control that develops from inside around eating habits, right? So those would be my two tips. Be more self-compassionate. Notice what are the changes you see in yourself, and as you eat, pause and question, why are you eating? After you've eaten, notice how you feel, and what are some of the non-food nourishment that you have in your life, right? Food nourishes us, but so does a walk, right? So does maybe some music, maybe a good book. All of that can also nourish our body and mind and soul. So it's important to recognize that we have this strong toolbox, because it's very easy to feel a little low during winters if we're not keeping a check that we have sufficient nourishment built in our routine apart from the food that we eat.
Lovely. So basically, this gives us a viewpoint, whether it's winters or summers, we have to adapt to our mind actually. We have to condition our mind.
Yes.
So that is very important. I've just got another question from a viewer. It says that, I can relate to this. Now, this question I'm going to read out to you, I can really relate to this, that one feels like eating a lot more in winters. How to avoid overeating, how to handle cravings for fried foods. So I can actually relate to this, because as the winters are setting in, there is a slight nip in the air already, and in the evenings when I reach back home, you feel like having aloo ki tikki or some veggies, to be cooked and maybe in an oven, or oilless thing in an air fryer, but still a lot of this kind of finger food kind of thing.
Yes.
How do we? Is there any way we can handle this as well?
Sure. That's a great question, and I totally hear you. And let's again explore what's behind the question. So, what's behind the question is a sense of guilt, or a sense of shoulds, like rules, that I should not be eating so much, just because it's winter. I should not be eating fried food, and there is something wrong if I'm eating more than I used to eat earlier, right? So there are these subconscious assumptions, these subconscious feelings that make us question, why am I eating, right? Whereas I would ask you to notice that abhi sardi hai, jab garmi hogi, the same people will be wanting to eat lesser, and you'll be wanting to eat more salad and fresh fruits, and more, you want to drink more liquids.
Bilkul.
है ना? But that time we don't question कि हम कम खा रहे हैं and हमें कम खाना चाहिए, right? It's ingrained in our mentality कि कम खाना तो अच्छा है, but ज़्यादा खाना is something wrong with us. So again, this is nature's way of dealing with the season change. If you're feeling the urge to eat a fried food, please allow yourself to eat it. Give yourself permission to enjoy all kinds of food. No food is your enemy. It is our thoughts and beliefs around eating which makes us feel guilty and puts us into the spiral of behaviors that don't work for us. If you allow yourself that all foods are available and abundantly available in the world, and I am 100% entitled and I have a right to eat all kinds of foods, that permission itself, the moment you give yourself this permission, that is a big lifter of guilt, a big enabler of enjoying the food and still eating only as much as you need instead of overeating. Because when you have this script inside your head that I shouldn't be eating this, I shouldn't be overeating, guess what? You will sabotage that and you will overeat and you will do what you don't want to do. So don't avoid food, but yes, take a minute to pause, ask yourself, why am I feeling like eating this tikki right now? What do I want from this? And maybe you just want some warmth, and some sense of coming home. So do that. And the best way to get that desired feeling from the food is by giving the food your complete and unparalleled attention. So sit down with your tikki or whatever, your pinni or whatever it is that you want to eat, or your kada prasad, and enjoy every bite of it. And you will be satisfied in little amount. And, you won't carry this guilt around that I'm eating so much.
So basically give yourself the affirmation and consent to eat everything, eat that tikki and the pinni. And then when you do that, probably from within yourself, you will not revolt. And when you're not revolting, you will not go overboard. Right?
100%. Yes. Because, if I tell you, don't think of an elephant, you will definitely think of an elephant only. So, you have this script, don't overeat, you will overeat, So let me eat, let me enjoy. And you will notice this sense of control. And these questions are more because we are trying to have too many rules. So relax.
Good. I think this is a very good tip that you have shared. I'm going to try this out this season. So
Awesome.
tell me one thing, when we're talking about bringing and conditioning our mind and, enjoying what we are eating, I enjoy, and anyways, I enjoy my food. But, enjoying every bite is a different connotation that you brought in, which will help me automatically eat less. I also want to ask you, how do I retain the motivation and energy to exercise? सर्दी आई, रजाई से निकलना बहुत मुश्किल काम है. It is very difficult to come out of the rajai, your sheets, and start to exercise. Motivate yourself to move your body. That's the theme of our talk. That how do you motivate to move your body? How do you do that? Is there any way we can condition ourselves to that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. There are lots of ways. So, as always, let's get to the core of this this question. One of the things that happens is that we have this vision of ourselves exercising, and कड़ी ठंड में हम अपने visualize करते हैं, हम ऐसे हीरो की तरह exercise कर रहे हैं, and we are this we have this bulletproof motivation to show up and push our bodies. So and every winter or every year we have that vision. It somehow never materializes, and it starts becoming more farther and farther away from how we are actually living our lives. And then we start feeling, yaar, ye to impossible hai. This is not for me, right? So what I would say here is that when we make promises to ourselves that I'm going to exercise, come what may, right? And we don't live up to our own promises that we made to ourselves, that over a period of time, that shakes our confidence in ourselves. It shakes our self-confidence, right? Between what we say and what we do, not to the world, but just to ourselves, right? And the reason why we're not able to meet it so many times is because what we are saying and what we are wishing for and hoping for are really perfect things. it's really like this perfect vision of exercise, this perfect, person who heads out for a jog, kadi thand mein. So, and wo itna ऊंचा hai vision that matching up to it is a big thing, right? Sorry, just give me a second. I forgot to put this in air. Sorry. I'm just going to put this on.
So I think while Jasneet is shifting her phone to the flight mode setting so that no more calls. If you have any questions related to this topic to be asked to Jasneet Kaur, please write it in the comments section. And we have another 12 minutes to go and we will take it up.
I'm sorry about that, Twitter.
Okay.
Really sorry. Okay. We were talking about, this vision that we set for ourselves and not living up to our own expectations, right? So what I would recommend is that, and I recommend this every time, regardless of winter, but especially in winters, is that set smaller goals. Lower the bar, lower the kind of expectation you have yourself, and lower it to a degree that it seems 90% achievable. And then meet it every single day. Meet it. So what is your bar is totally up to you, right? What is an individual's bar for exercise or movement is totally unique to that individual. So, for example, if you're a person who does not formally exercise but is very regular in their walks, right? And maybe you're finding it difficult to walk in this winter, then set a goal to walk for 5 minutes. Yeah, and as you reduce it to 5-minute walk, it becomes like almost laughable. ये तो कोई भी कर सकता है. अगर कोई भी कर सकता है तो उसको करो, right? उसको करो. एक हफ्ता उसको आप 5 minutes को पार कीजिए, and then increase the goal. Increase the expectation. Make it 10 minutes, and then cross it. When we keep meeting and beating the expectations that we set from ourselves, that is the key for building sustainable habits and behaviors, right? So reduce the bar, set the bar low, have low expectations, especially in winter. Don't expect yourself to go all gung-ho. Respect your body's need for perhaps more sleep, more recovery. Yeah, respect your body's need to be a little more relaxed. And as you do that, show up for what you can. Make sure to set small promises that you can meet. The second thing I would say here is that more important than feeling motivation is really having a system. Because we kind of expect कि हमारी will power इतनी strong होनी चाहिए कि we will just show up and हम तो मतलब एकदम जाबड़तोड़ exercise करेंगे. Whereas will power पे इतनी चीजें डालना सही नहीं है. The athletes who show up at 5 a.m. for their rehearsals and for their sports rehearsals, उनको भी रजाई में रहना बुरा नहीं लगता है. They all love their quilts, right? But they have built over the years, they have built systems which work for them, which force them to show up at a certain time, at a certain place, right? So having this system is very important. So in my case, for example, I have a coach and I know that 3 days a week, I have to show up at a certain time on my phone for him to coach me on my training. Right? And वो बिल्कुल मतलब वो पत्थर पे लकीर है. Of course, sometimes I'm late and sometimes I don't make it, once or twice a month. But most of the time, 90% of the time, I have this outside support holding me accountable, waiting for me to show up and do my thing. So it's not entirely left to me. right? So make use of support systems like group classes or online classes, or having a coach or a trainer who holds you accountable, or join a group of, maybe running or walking enthusiasts, and meet them at certain frequencies. Have involve other people in building your fitness squad, which especially keeps you in line during these challenging months. Don't
Correct.
leave so much to your own willpower and motivation. Extend, ask for help, build a support system.
This is very true and a very important point. In life, at least in the corporate life that we see. And I used to work for corporates. So always we were told that raise the bar.
Sorry, we were told?
Raise the bar.
Yeah.
So here I am listening that do not raise the bar. You lower the bar so that you can achieve that goal, and then keep increasing and raising it little by little or step by step.
Absolutely.
Very important learning and takeaway for our viewers from this, that we should not raise our bar. 1st January, my resolution for this year is hitting the gym for 1 hour. It won't happen. So rather take it slow, lower the bar, go for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then keep increasing it. I think by the end of a month or 2 months, we would be hitting the gym for an hour and a half.
Exactly. Oh man, I cannot agree more, Narinder, because ये इतनी जरूरी बात है. Action builds momentum, and momentum builds motivation.
True. Absolutely.
As you take a small action, but you take it consistently, you will get into the momentum of showing up. And that's all you need to feel motivated to continue showing up. We kind of think that पहले motivation आएगी बाहर से, कहीं आसमान से हमारे ऊपर छनकेगी, और फिर हम show up करेंगे. और motivation बैठी हमारे action का wait कर रही है कि ये act करेगा तो मैं इसको motivate करूँ. So we have to first act, let the momentum build, and then let the momentum take over for us to stay motivated, because we are not talking about fitness and health and exercise in the context of 1 year or a few months, right? We are talking about decades and decades of fitness and health, and staying fit and independent until our sunset years. So for that, it's important that you set small goals, but you continue showing up to meet them.
So we keep our vision clear. This is what I want to do, but my goals for reaching that vision should be baby steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I can actually achieve it. Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, so one last question I will take up. We are running closer to the end of the session. What things do we need to be cognizant of to maintain our health and fitness in winters? I've just received this on the message, so I'm just asking you. Sure.
So I would say, like, the number one thing we need to be cognizant of is, is that we are creatures of nature, and it is normal and natural and expected for our bodies and minds to function differently with change in season. So it's our job as thinking humans to notice the changes, to accept some of them, and be mindful and work our bodies according to the changes, instead of pushing them and resisting them and questioning them, and continuously building this anxiety inside ourselves, which is totally unnecessary, right? So give yourself permission to slow down. If you winter is the time when, why is the night longer? I mean, of course the night is longer, but it's also a signal to you that maybe you need more sleep. The night is longer for a reason. You have more time, so please shut your eyes. Don't try to impose your summer schedule on your winters, or vice versa. So give yourself permission to go to bed a little earlier, get that recovery that you need, because your body generally slows down a little bit. And also, when you give yourself enough sleep, everything else happens, all the right things happen. Your body gets into the right rhythm. Your immune system works better. You are less likely to catch these winter allergies and your flu and ठंड and सर्दी जुकाम, ये सब कम होता है अगर आप अच्छे से सो रहे हैं, रिकवर कर रहे हैं. So give yourself that gift of recovery through more sleep than what you were taking earlier. Don't feel guilty because you're sleeping more, right? Accept it, because your body is not a machine. It will not work at the same efficiency level on the same levels of sleep throughout the year. It's
Correct.
designed to change. So recognize that, and give yourself more connection ports in the winters, because you are more likely to feel a little low with lesser exposure to sunlight. And Delhi mein to khair ab alag hi mahol hai with all the smog. So it's normal to feel, ki this was the one season that we used to enjoy. So, talk to more friends, be in touch with your loved ones more, play board games with your kids, like have more nourishment for yourself, do more things that give you joy, right? Whether it's music or dance or whatever you need, but give yourself permission to feel nice about your day and, recover better. Eat, give yourself permission to eat, because again, your body is demanding basis the season change. Be more self-compassionate, be mindful, and that would be my top tips for winter.
Wonderful. So thank you very much, Jasneet. So if I was to, I would want you to do the recap on, 3 things that I've learned is eat what you want. So don't say no to tikki or a fried food, right? So we'll learn from Jasneet once again, but how to do it, eat, but how. And then don't, for keeping the body in movement and, in place, in shape, we don't need to have tall targets,
Yeah.
We need to have targets which are achievable, little less than that actually, which is achievable a little faster and easier.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
keep increasing it, right? So just do a recap of this in your nice, sweet, technical language so that everybody.
No, technical बोलोगे तो कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा किसी को भी. So, but yeah, I think when it comes to movement and exercise, then set the bar low, because, and Narinder, I also come from a corporate background, and I totally hear you that set the bar high and raise the bar and all of that. But a lot of things that work for our professional success work against us in our personal success and personal health. So recognize that every, because we are used to being ambitious and, we push a lot of, growth in our professional life, but that same attitude doesn't really help you in your personal, goals. So recognize that there is a difference. If you're someone who is, reasonably new or beginner intermediate in your fitness and exercise routine, allow yourself to set lower goals. Set low goals. Improve your say-do ratio. What you say to yourself and what you do. Improve the ratio of that by setting lower goals, which you can meet and exceed consistently. And as you show up for your lower goals over a long period of time, let that build momentum and get the motivation to continue showing up. Reach out to a support system and a structure and a system which holds you accountable to move your body, whether it's friends or whether it's your an app or your Apple Watch and fitness stats on that, or whether it's enthusiasts who meet once a week or twice a week over for cycling or walking. Create a system or get a coach or a trainer to help you. And if you're struggling to motivate yourself to eat healthy, you could join a group program such as what I offer, but basically reach out to other people. Don't try to do everything alone, because your motivation will only take you till a certain level. Allow yourself to reach out for help and be accountable to others. Finally, allow yourself to eat what your body desires, what you desire, but first pause and ask yourself why you want to eat. And after you've eaten, and while eating, sit down, enjoy the food, pay attention to how it feels and how it makes you feel, and ask yourself, did you derive the feeling that you were seeking out of the food? Over a period of time of this practice, you will notice that your tendency to overeat is not there anymore, because जो चाहते थे वो इतने से खाने से मिल गया.
Correct. Wonderful. So thank you very much, Jasneet, for a wonderful session yet again. And now we will catch up next Friday, our Community Friday. Next Friday, we have yoga session coming up. So please join us all next Friday. See you, everybody. And happy Gurpurab to everyone once again. Dhan Guru Nanak.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very
and happy
much.
Gurpurab to everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.